Alright guys, welcome to the committee meeting. Thank you all for meeting up. As you all know, next week we have our big meeting with the board of directors about the performance of the company. Well, we already met each other, but I believe you guys first time meeting each other.
Marco, nice to meet you.
Julia, nice to meet you.
Pleasure to work with you today.
Marco is our trainee from marketing, and Julian is the trainee for finance. So he'll be helping us to give us some insights about what we're going to say in the meeting next time. So it's going to be next week, and basically one of the issues we have to talk about in the meeting is that we have to ensure further growth for the company, and because right now we're performing steadily, but we don't see a good line of growth, and we want to have this meeting and try to really develop a new plan to make a further growth. At this point, we see that our territory in the northeast of England is getting smaller because the big banks from all over England are getting more and more territory, and I'm talking specifically or especially about HSBC Holdings and Lloyd Banking. Those are getting a lot of territory in our area, and we need to make sure we establish our brand successfully and more and stable, so we don't lose customers because of that.
Yeah, I mean that they are also taking the local customers that we have, that they also taking over them.
Yes, it's slowly, of course, slowly but surely. It's not that we lost our territory already, but especially if we want to see more growth within the company, then we really need to change up some things.
Okay, guys. So you think they are gonna take over the territory that we're having right now?
They're getting a bigger territory, so they are growing.
What do you guys think is the difference? What they are doing better than us right now?
Well, for starters, they have a website and they have an app, and that we only have a physical store.
So you think that we should change from the traditional marketing and switch to
not
implement
change
more,
but
implement more digital marketing?
Yeah, indeed. So now we only have a physical store, brick and mortar, and we have to expand it and also have like a website and an app, and so the customers have choice to take.
Right, because now consumers they are the ones really putting a name out, and the big banks they are going to the consumers are going to the big banks because they have a more easy experience for them, because they have an app and they can do small transactions quite easily, and we don't have an app, only the physical stores.
So let's talk about the app. We want to implement an app, right?
Yeah.
For establishing an app, do you know what the costs are?
Yeah, the costs are around 15,000 euros.
15,000.
Yeah, without including the developers, the payroll.
Right.
Yeah.
And right now I'm a trainee in the technology field.
Right.
And right now our team isn't big enough to develop an app.
Yeah.
So we would have to hire a new team and make sure we get app developers, and we get a developer because we can't only have an app. We just have to have a website.
And we also should do some research about the other website, why they are so effective, and how fast the people can do a transaction in their website and also in their app, because the app is being used more than the website.
Right.
Well, financially, we have a budget of 600,000 euros for developing, transitioning from more physical stores, like you mentioned, to more digitalization of the whole internal structure as well.
Yeah.
So, with that amount of money, for 15,000 euros, we can establish an app. For getting an app on the market, is there any other costs involved?
Well, we need a team. So we need to hire the team, and 600,000 euros for this year, I imagine, because it's a growing process, of course. If we develop it, it's not going to be done forever. So we need to have constant updates. So the team will be there, like presently for as long as we have the app. So it will be a big investment, but I think I think it will really help us to grow and get our name out.
I think it will be worth it because it's important that we are innovative and that we go along with the time.
Right.
Because right now you see that there's a shift. A lot of people don't want to go to the banks anymore. They just they want to go on the website, but even more people just want to do their transactions on their phone. They just don't want to spend too much time on it.
Right. Yeah.
So,
And especially for consumers, of course, because now a lot of our customers are the local companies here, and they don't really need to rely on an app for their transactional work because they have larger transactions. Especially if we want to shift from all the companies to the consumer side, then we really need to work on first, of course, the marketing strategy and to develop our app and make our app, promote our app to make sure that people are actually going to use
Right.
it.
Yeah.
So we can conclude that you want to establish an app. It is within our budget, so we can make it happen. I request to the research and development and technological department to team up and make this happen. About the marketing, have you found out some type of marketing campaign for getting us to show our expertise and to show what ambitious
We could do
bank we
the
are?
same traditional marketing that they used to do, like just approaching them by, even in the supermarkets, like just hanging in like handouts. But also we need to make a marketing campaign at digital that we are actually going digital, showing them that just telling them we are part of this IT revolution.
Right, that we're a modern bank,
Yeah,
that
we
we're
are modern
growing and
bank,
developing
yeah.
new stuff. Yes, I agree with that.
But also, I wanted to ask you guys, when do we expect to have the website running on? Because if these huge banks are here right now and we are losing a lot of customers, we need to be really fast with this.
As soon as possible,
As soon
I
as
agree,
possible.
yes.
Yeah, we need to solve this problem as soon as possible, and that's gonna make everything maybe more expensive. To
Yeah,
develop
for sure, yes.
Yeah.
The thing is, because we need a new team of developers,
Yeah.
that's gonna take a while because we need to hire developers. And as you know, it's always hard to find good programmers to expand a team to. So
Right.
if we say this to the board of directors and ask or suggest that we should develop the app, we have to start the process immediately of hiring new people and starting to develop the app.
Yeah,
And
as a
to
technological
develop it.
department,
Right.
do you know what the costs involved are when picking a new team?
Yeah, it really depends on the size of the app and on all the things we want within the app. So we would need to do research about that first.
Right.
Um,
I will
we
give
still-
that task to you then
yes.
to do research about all the costs involved. You say that it depends on the size of the app too and all the
Yeah.
features the app
Right.
guys have. Until what extent do we want the app to have features? Do we want a very basic app? Do we want a very fancy app? I can say for my financial manager, we can make allocate a budget of around 300,000 euros
Right.
for this particular case. Do you think that's enough?
So yeah, I'm not an expert in finance, but of course, if we develop the app, it's going to be a gradual process. It's not like there's a period that we develop the app and from there on it's done forever. We're always going to send out new updates, and we're always going to send out new things we add in an app. So in terms of if you want a really fancy app or a really simple app,
I
we're
think
going to start with a simple
I
app.
think it should be a simple app because it has to be easy to use. It shouldn't be
Yeah.
too hard to find out how it works.
That
Like,
first, yeah.
It has to be fast.
More effective, yeah.
Yeah, and
So
also
simple
we
and effective.
agreed on with each other that we want it out as soon as possible.
Yeah.
So we should start with like a simple app, and then gradually, as
Uh-huh.
we develop our
Some-
team and if we have our team, a technological team there, we
Alright.
can start making updates for the app and making it
So
larger
you
and
would
more
like
fancy.
to develop in quarters. So the first quarter we establish the basic app. Would we like to go in the phase of the quarters? Because if we do that, we have 150 euros because 600,000
Every
divided
quarter.
by 4.
Yeah.
150 euros every quarter for this.
Okay.
We all think that's doable for establishing and innovating this app.
Yeah, and we can also see how the customers are responding to the app, and according to that, we could go further developing it.
Yes, but it's going to be a multi-year process because in one quarter we can't build and test an app because the testing is going to take a long time as well. So I'd say it's going to take us at least half a year, at least 2 quarters to develop the app, and then at least 2 quarters, well, around 2 quarters to test it and to make sure it's on the market as well.
Yeah, I agree.
So it's going to be a year. So the investment of 600,000 euros, it's going to be all done without without bringing the app online immediately. So it's a
Alright.
gradual process, like I said.
From the research and development, do you think we can make your process more efficient so that we can save a few costs to spend more on our main target, which is establishing an app? You think we can be more efficient and save costs in your department?
That could be possible. The cost that we have right now, I think that's possible.
Yeah, of course. But the thing is, so the numbers you just said, the 600,000, they're not. That's only for the app, right?
Yeah.
Because we can also invest in.
Yeah.
Because if we develop the app, we also need to invest in a new marketing plan
Yeah.
and for sure a new research and development plan. Because after the app, we need to grow as well and show the people that we really work on being modern and being up to date with every newest thing we can think of.
And we also have to be more in contact with the people, really ask them like surveys about how do they feel the app is, how effective it is, and we also need to compare with how effective it is in front of the competitors.
Yeah, because now we are known as a local bank, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So we need to keep people that see us as a local bank, as a local friendly bank. We need to keep those people as well, because that are our loyal customers we have right now. We can't lose them.
But if we start to use a website and start to use an app, then we can expand and we can not only be in the north of England, but we can also get to people all over
England. Yes,
so,
I agree.
So then we wouldn't be local anymore. So we have to take a look at our image, how we want, what kind of bank we want to be.
Yeah, and that has to do with marketing as well, of course, because we need to develop a good plan to basically
What are the
find a balance in that.
possibilities of expanding to the rest of the England as well?
Right, so the marketing consists now of establishing an app, that's the first point. Do we have any other points regarding marketing that we want to either improve or either establish?
The contact with the customers, how we're going to approach them, as I said. The development, like did you mention before?
That we should expand all over England.
Yes.
Yeah, and then more and attract more of the consumer side to
Yes.
really get our name like as a strong brand name.
Yeah.
And then throughout England instead of just the area we are in now. That's the thing, or at least in my perspective, that's the thing that will help us grow as a company.
So basically, we have now the proposal for the management senior, right? Which is
This is one of the proposals,
one of them.
and
So
this is something we need to do as well.
The app is, the app is part of the marketing proposal that you will establish. The app will, in a year, the cost for the app will be 600,000 euros.
Yeah, that's the budget. Yes.
right,
Yes,
that's
yeah.
about it.
Right. That's not the entire marketing budget. The entire marketing budget is 1.2 million for this year too. What do you want to do with the 1.2 million? Well, minus the 600,000, of course.
We're gonna go progressively and see how is it going, and but it's mainly marketing campaigns and just developing the app so far.
Yeah, those are of course the big cost we will have this year.
So marketing campaign and further development in the app.
Yeah.
But we need to propose that to the board of directors.
Yeah.
So if that's our budget, well,
So the budget
if you ask me for the technological team,
Yes.
I'd say we spent the budget on getting a team of developers here and making the app. And the other thing, of course, is promoting the app, which will be budgeted as well. But we have to say that to the board of
That's
directors.
part of the marketing campaign.
Proposal, yes.
Right. Let's have a look.
And one of the things we have to talk about as well, and which I wanted to bring up in the meeting next week, is right now we really rely on the larger companies here in the southwest of the northwest of England and northeast of England. I'm sorry. And those companies, those are basically all built on the large production areas, right? So we have shipbuilders, some oil companies, and those are like large customers of us.
Mm-hmm.
But lately they've been really getting some economical pressure, especially because of climate changes, because of the changes in government, because of Brexit. So those companies we can't rely that much on them anymore.
Yeah, there in the past few years there have been a lot of factory closures.
Right.
And this also means that there is more unemployment in the northeast of England. and this could also lead that customers will go away from our bank. And
Right.
this will lead to a loss of profit.
Loss of profit, yeah. And we can, I think one of the things that we can do to really prevent that is, of course, like we talked about, growing more, expanding more throughout England itself. So we don't have to depend on one part of England, but we can have it more expandedly.
Right.
That would reduce the risk as well.
The question is, how are we gonna expand? We know the marketing side of the expansion. I would like to know what technological changes we're gonna implement into our bank to get this expansion and to get a more lucrative bank that we have right now.
Yeah, yeah.
What will be some drastic technological changes that that you would like to see in the coming years?
Well, I'm in the technological department, in the R&D department, and I've seen in the recent trends that a lot of banks, also in England, for example, the Bank of England is using the technology of blockchain. For example, they did not really start it yet, but they are cooperating with companies like Ripple. And this is a fast and secure transaction system.
Right.
And if we as a company would start using this, we would be ahead of the market instead of the followers of the other banks.
Right.
So introduce cryptocurrencies like Ripple to make our transaction system more efficient.
Yes. And safe as well.
And safe as well.
Yeah.
Because, for example, right now the transactions that we do in England itself are quite fast. But if you, for example, want to make a transaction to somewhere else in the world,
Right, yeah.
it can sometimes take days. While if you make a transaction with Ripple, it will only take you 4 seconds. And as well, the system is made more for multiple users, so the system won't be overloaded fast.
Okay. For now, I'm skeptical about your introduction of introducing cryptocurrency. I request you to send me a report showing the cryptocurrency like Ripple having a transaction. So that means like the amount of times it's faster and how we can ultimately save costs with it, but also maybe show this in our marketing that we introduce cryptocurrency, and people will be like, "Whoa, it's an innovative bank. We should really consider this bank."
Yes. I think so. For me, I kind of believe in the idea, especially because we need to support the development section of England, and we need to show people that we are the ones that really strive forward. You know, that we are the ones growing, and that they want to grab along with them. So I'd say next meeting, just go with it and try to convince, or at least introduce the idea of blockchain to the board of directors and see what they think of it, and maybe we can do some research about it and see if it's a realistic idea.
That's what I would like from you guys.
I will make a research report for it, and I'll bring it next week, or I'll give it to you next week so we can bring it.
Okay, so we can all agree that next meeting we're going to bring a report, or at least you can bring a report to introduce the idea of blockchain to the board of directors. What else do we want to discuss for next week meeting?
For the next topic for next week, I wanted to discuss that there were recently there were some banks liquidated in the north of England, and their customers they don't have a bank right now, so there is a gap in between, and we have to make sure that those customers will come to our bank. So how are we going to achieve that?
Yeah, so there's a lot of potential customers right now.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, we could reach them by a new marketing campaign that we could plan that, and we could just tell them that we are like the same, the local bank improved. You know, like they are just gonna come to the local banks instead of going for the bigger banks.
Yeah, we have to ensure trust,
Yeah,
because they
trust.
already have a bank that was liquidated, so they don't want to have that again. So
And they
it
know
really
us
makes
from
sense.
years out. Because
So you're planning on proposing a change in the current, or not even a change, like introducing a whole new marketing campaign for those potential customers that we are trustworthy and that we are reliable
It's
because we are
still
local.
locals. Yeah.
Because it's really important that they know that we are reliable because they just
Yeah.
lost their bank.
I will have to look up the numbers for another separate market campaign. I do not have them currently. So I will send those numbers as soon as possible, at least before the board meeting. Then we can propose this whole idea to the board members.
Would be appreciated.
Yes?
And also, like if they don't come to us, then they will also go to the bigger banks, like
Competitors.
the Bank of England, because they know they won't go bankrupted this fast. Like we have the image right now that we also have the potential to go bankrupted because of what has happened. So
Why do we have the image?
the customers have seen that other local banks failed actually, and they lost trust in them. And it could be possible that they also lose
Right.
trust in us because of that.
We don't want our name linked on the failing
Oh, okay.
the
I get
failing
it.
banks, right? Because
Yeah.
otherwise, people might
Yeah, good point.
see like, oh, those are the banks working together with the banks that that are liquidated right now. So
So you guys are saying basically that if these customers, they wouldn't like to move to a local bank because they have failed already.
well, they need a new bank, so they're
Yeah,
looking for a bank right now. But the problem comes when our name gets linked to the banks that failed. So maybe we can solve something with a legal contract or something that we can control what they would say if we offer them a sum of money.
What do you
And
mean with
they can transfer their customers to us.
Right. Because right now the liquefied banks, they still have a database of customers, and those customers, they need a new bank.
We could make a win-win situation between the banks where they are liquidated and us. And but we need a marketing campaign that shows that we are actually unifying in one
Right.
in one bank, and not that we are just another bank that they cannot trust.
So this marketing campaign will also include a possible marketing activities from those liquidated banks.
Yes.
So in exchange, I will propose giving those liquidated banks an amount of money of 400,000 euros. That's the amount we have left in owner's equity for activities such as this one.
Maybe we should do it lower then, if that's what we.
If that's our limit?
If that's the limit, then maybe we should try to get it as cheap as possible,
Yeah.
of course. Because
Negotiate.
the banks, the banks are already
And I think
liquefied.
they will
So
accept it because they are basically without any
Alright.
money by the
Who
moment.
will draft a contract to show to the board members
right.
for this exchange?
Well, I think the best thing if we just contact our legal department for that, they can probably make a draft for a contract.
Yeah.
Do you want to contact them?
Yes, I will
Alright.
contact them.
And then they can bring it next week, and we can just propose it.
I will request that. All right.
All right, next topic. Our bank, Silverman and Breyer, we've got a new proposal of a local competitor, Scotia Bank. They several years they worked together with us, and they like 5 years ago they decided that they wanted to start on their own, and right now they are facing some difficulties. They have high debts and they have large payoffs that has to be avoided. And their proposal was to join us in our operations again. And
Right.
they used to work together with us. They used to have stocks in our company, so they are they could be very important for.
They have stocks.
Yeah, they used to have a lot of stocks in our company. Right now, that amount has decreased, but they have influence in our company. So
They still have influence in our company.
yeah, it's not a big part, but they do have stuff.
They still stocks, yes.
So
And they want to join, and they want to venture with us together again.
So
A joint
so
venture.
the possibilities there are this could have negative impacts and this could have positive impacts. The positive impacts, we have had a good relationship with them. We had the arrangement that we had with them was good, and we could gain more customers with this, and this could be good for operations. But the downside from this is they have a lot of debt, and if we start to operate with them together, it is possible that those debts will reflect on our operations as well, and this could lead to falling profits.
From your research and development department point of view, do you think it's a good idea to merge with them, considering these advantages and disadvantages?
I think it is. It could be a good idea because we could increase our target market, and we want to expand, and I think this is a way for us to expand.
Yeah. Right now, I looked in our financial information. We don't have debts whatsoever right now because, as you mentioned before, we are in a stable profit making. We're not increasing our profit making, but we're consistent in it.
Right.
Therefore, I personally, from a financial point of view, I would not like to share any debts. This means that we have to introduce debts in our bank, which will also damage the image of our bank.
Right.
Therefore, I don't think it's a good idea to merge with them.
However,
what
though,
would you think about just negotiation the amount of debt that we could get for them? Because we could also expand if we start working with them.
it could be a cheap option for us to gain a lot of
Yeah,
potential
a lot of
customers.
potential customers.
Well, because they really need somebody. Like they're in a big debt now,
Yeah.
and they really need somebody to take care. So maybe we can get a lot of stocks for a cheap price because
Okay.
they need somebody to take care of
What
the debt.
percentage are you proposing?
In terms of stocks,
Yes.
I don't know in how many stockholders they have, so we would have to
And
research
in
that.
terms of debts, because I'll write down we have to research the stock percentage
Yeah,
sharing.
and the debts as well. Maybe you can look into it because it's. I think it's best if we give them an objective view on the situation because it has a
Okay.
lot of downsides, has a
Yes.
lot of upsides, and it could potentially work, but we don't
I'll
know
ask
it.
my financial interns
Good.
to also research the percentage of stocks that we would like to gain, considering what we will give and what we will get in return. Also, stock percentage and also the percentage of debts we want to have. I still think it's a bad idea, but I will ask around if with my financial colleagues.
Yeah, and we can give the
It's
board of
more fascinating.
directors just an objective view.
And we have to make an agreement
Right.
with them because it doesn't necessarily mean that we have to take over their debts, but we can just make sure that it's easier for them to pay off the debts. It doesn't mean that we have to take over the
We
debt.
can give them financial compensation for them to. Right.
Basically, they are the one in need, so we can get more benefits out of this situation.
We have a lot of leverage here. Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
And
From a
that's
point
just-
of view, from a leverage point of view, I do agree now on definitely considering this merge. Therefore, like I said, gonna ask the financial interns around to make a draft of all these lucrative percentage we can gain regarding stocks and regarding the debts. Therefore, we can do an objective proposal to the
Perfect.
board.
Board of directors, yeah.
So, shall we proceed to give the summary of the recommendations we are going to give to the board?
Right. Yes, I don't have any more points to make. You guys?
Do
Meaning,
you have any issues you would like to
No.
discuss?
Okay, let me conclude what I wrote down here. So first off, we want to introduce in the big meeting the idea of an app, and I will do some research about that,
right.
how well it's possible to do and what kind of team we would
So
need.
will you will.
Yeah,
We will collaborate on that. You will also make a proposal for a new marketing plan, both for the app and for the liquefied banks, the potential customers of the liquefied bank.
The campaign.
How to receive
Yeah,
them?
for a different marketing campaign as well.
Yes.
You will contact Julian. You can contact the legal department to make a draft of a contract
Yes.
for the company that the companies or the banks that are liquefied. And
Yes.
see if we can gain customers from them. Julian, you can also prepare financial data.
Yes. Together I can also take, like I said, the stock percentage, so
Right.
as the debt percentage. I
Yeah,
will
and we can take
collaborate with the research and development department for this,
Yeah.
since a point of view on to the future is needed for for this action.
Right, and we can propose it in a big meeting as well. And we have to research together an objective view on the matter of merging with the company in depth right now.
Yes.
Because, we have to see all sides of the
And we
story. Let's
We
put it
need to
like that.
prepare a good proposal to the board.
And prepare a good proposal for that. So
Alright.
guys, this is.
Do we all agree on this?
Yes, I agree.
I
We
agree
all
on all
agree.
points.
Yeah.
All right, and this is everything I had to say about next meeting.
So, well, it was a really, let's say, effective
Right.
meeting. But guys, who is gonna be the one that's gonna present that to the meeting board? Because there is, I would like to talk to them especially, like directly to them. So
I would like to talk to them too, since there's only one chair. One of us has to attend the meeting. I have all the financial activities overview.
Right. For me, I'm in the technological team, and I have a big report, so I would like to do it as well.
Yeah, where I say that marketing is all like broad, it's like it needed for everything basically. We are like the one that give the budgets to the finance also for you.
Yeah, I
Right,
don't
yeah,
agree.
I already spent a lot of time on it.
Yes.
Yeah, but I did
Would,
as well.
would
I
you
would
both?
also like to
Okay,
You would also
would
like
you
to
also
do-
like to go there?
Yeah,
So
for me,
guys,
this is yeah,
It's not happening anymore.
Okay, guys, it was a pleasure to have this meeting.
right.
Thank you for everything.
Yeah, thank you guys for coming here. It was a pleasure working with you guys today. All right, thank you.
I hope we forget about this. Was a
All right,
pleasure.
thank you.